First question, Paul Gover, old-timer over here. Brodie, question for you. You said on the TV that the sun got in your eyes early on. What effect do you think that had on your lap in terms of time, but also your motivation for the rest of the lap from then on?
Yeah, obviously, I think, we didn't pull a tear off going to the shootout, which was probably a bit silly by us. But as the sun sets, it sets, going to turn one and into the cutting. So the windscreen was pretty pitted and just couldn't really see anything. So instead of looking ahead, I was just looking right, what was right in front of me, and just missed my mark a little bit and ran a little bit wide, and knew that I'd, sort of bled a lot of time. So all the butterflies sort of went away pretty quickly, and knew that I had a job to do.
Do you think that you would have gone as quickly as you did if that hadn't happened and fired you up and got the butterflies out of the way?
No, I knew I had probably a low 4 in me with the track conditions and the track temp from what I did the day before. So just had to execute, and the car's been really fast all weekend. So.
Jeff Smith here from Fox Sports News. Cam, how was it for you out there, mate? How'd you find the conditions?
The conditions are really good. Track was super fast. I had kind of the same thing with the windscreen. It was pretty pitted from the race runs today, and went into one trying to look through it, but that was probably the only one. $1,000 fine for being late. Each. But yeah, the conditions were great, and car made a fair bit of grip.
Can you make up that time tomorrow?
If I drive around in the slipstream all day, it probably will help me quite a lot. I think it was 3 to 4 tenths down the straights, so that was a big chunk of my time. Over the top was probably where I made all my time back up, but Brodie was like a little bit quicker over the top as well. But we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Brock, Jamie, thanks for coming in. Brock, how was it for you, mate? How'd that lap feel for you?
Yeah, sorry, still in Queensland time. I was pretty stoked with the lap, to be honest. Starting on the front row at Bathurst is pretty awesome. I thought I did a pretty good one, and then Brodie made us all look silly. He's been quick all weekend, so I knew it was going to be real hard when it got to him. But yeah, we jumped up 3 spots, so pretty pumped with that, and pretty cool to have the track to yourself for a lap around here.
Jamie, were you pretty impressed with what he was able to do?
Yeah, 100%. I've been in the arena for many years, out there doing the laps, so it's quite cool to sit on the outside and appreciate everyone just throwing it on the line. The shootout generally gets quicker as it goes on, so there were some serious laps there. Even the guys that were 8th and 9th on the grid, they threw it all on the line, so it was cool to watch. And both my guys did a great job. Brock got the most out of it. SVG got the most out of it. Brodie, and congratulations to Brodie and his team. They've absolutely been a standout so fast, and absolutely deserve the pole.
And Brock, how were the nerves, mate? Did you have to calm yourself a bit heading out in that out lap?
No, it was all right. Me and Shane were playing 8-ball pool on our phones about 20 minutes before, so we're trying to keep nice and cool. But it's all good. I mean, sitting at the end of pit lane, you get a little bit nervous thinking about what you're going to do. But you get out there. It's just your normal thing. So obviously, I saw I was up on my Delta. Just wanted to make sure I got through the chase in the last corner without throwing it away.
Andrew Clark, Auto Action. Brodie, how much time did you lose in that thing? And secondly, what did it mean to the team to actually nail that pole lap?
I think I lost probably a tenth and a half just at a turn 1. But I knew that my downhill sector, I ran a Delta on my dash, and my downhill sector yesterday wasn't that strong. So I knew that I had a fair bit of time left in me. And as Jamie said, the track does get a fair bit better as the shootout goes on. So I knew that I just had to not stuff it up from there on out, and I knew that I'd been in a pretty good spot come Conrod, and then just pretty much like Brock said, just not stuff it up from there. Yeah, it means a lot to the team. Obviously, we've been really fast all weekend, and we rolled the cars out of the truck, and they were fast and really stable straight away. So, and Dave's done a fantastic job in tuning the car as well. So it's been awesome, being able to give him laps and him also being able to give feedback for setup direction as well.
Question for Cam. You guys, or the Mustangs guys, have been talking about maximising the laps all weekend, and that you have to do that and then some. to close the gap to the Camaros. Did you feel like you got everything out of that lap? And if not, how much closer do you reckon you could have got?
No, that was me tapped. There's nothing else in that.
And a question for all of you. With a year off, having not done a Bathurst shootout, I know there obviously are other shootouts through the year. Did that change your preparation at all? Obviously not maybe for Brock, playing 8-ball on your phone for 20 minutes beforehand. But does that play on your mind, having not taken part in a shootout last year?
No, I think we've done shootouts, this year already. So I think most everyone just takes it as another shootout, really. But it's pretty cool to get the lap to yourself. And there's been so many fans here across the whole weekend. It's sold out. So to see so many people across the top on your warm-up lap, people cheering you on, and on my in-lap, people just going absolutely bananas. Across the top and down Conrod, hanging beverages over the fence and whatnot, and having a good time was pretty cool to see.
Michael Laminato, foxsports.com.au. Question to Brock. Can you talk me through the laps subsequent to yours, watching other drivers try to beat your time? Was it all nerves? Were you thinking about the pool on your phone? How did you sort of get yourselves through those moments?
Yeah. I'm more nervous probably watching those guys do it than I was doing the lap. But I knew when it come to Brodie, it was, I thought he would get it. And then obviously he made the mistake at one, and I saw the delta go up, but he clawed back real quick. So, pretty nerve-wracking watching it, but there's nothing you can do at that point. I was pretty stoked with what I did out there, so it was just up to those boys. So, look, we moved up a few, so pretty pumped about that.
Daniel Herrera from Speed Cafe. Brodie, yours seems quite obviously to be the car to beat. Do you dare to dream?
No, I don't really dream. I just know I've got a job to do, and D-Russ has got a job to do as well. And we've done a good job all weekend. The team's done a good job. We'll just knuckle down and been saying just got to take this place one day at a time. And Paul Morris has always told me 161. So you just got to make it every lap. He knows that saying. So you just got to complete every lap. Make sure you're there for the last stint, and we'll just take it from there.
Is it going to be as simple as you guys getting out and just trying to break the back of the field from the front?
I think it'll just play out as the race plays out. I mean, I can't really forecast what's going to happen, but I know that we're starting off pole, and if we get a good start, we should be in a good spot. But anything can happen. Safety cars can come at awkward times, and depends on what strategies people are on, and what those safety cars how they affect the race. So we just have to see what happens.
And speaking of safety cars, the double stack looked like it was pivotal at Sandown. Some pressure off you guys, given that the sister car is back in 17th, at least for the early parts of the race?
Probably for the first two stints, or first stint, but Will's been really fast all weekend too. Obviously made a small mistake, but I'm sure he'll come through the field and be right with the front pack.
Jamie, going to assume that you're starting in 88. I think Brock let the cat out of the bag anyway, but are you...
I thought you were starting. Don't you want to start?
No, I was just throwing a curveball to
I'll be ready,
the audience.
I'll be ready. I have my helmet ready if I need to start.
What's the strategy then? Are you going to have to try and, blaze it off the line and then get the elbows out to keep 99 behind you?
I'm not sure. I think we'll keep the strategy close to our chest for now and work out what's going to unfold as the day goes on. It's a little bit different with the extra capacity in the fuel tank this year. So the strategy is a lot wider than it normally is. So I don't think anyone knows exactly what they're going to do, and we certainly don't know what our opposition are going to do. So it's a good part about what's going to unfold tomorrow is, we don't know what's going to happen, which is great.
Paul Gover again. Question for David Russell. Are you feeling, how's the pressure for you? The car's obviously quick. If the strategy plays as people think it's going to, which is that you'll be starting the race, how's the pressure for you then in this situation? You're the favourites.
Yeah, Paul, I think I don't think we've sort of decided on the starting thing. I think Bush and I were talking about flipping a coin. For me, like you talk about the pressure, but we've clearly got a fast car too. So been here in other cars, putting in every lap of every stint. Yes, sometimes in some cars you go faster than others. So for me, look, the pressure coming into these rounds. For us, obviously, it's a good starting position, of course. Whoever starts, whether Brodie starts or myself, but we'll just let the race settle down and chip away. We know what we need to do in the race. We've done our race runs. We sort of know how everything sort of is going to shake out, if you like, in terms of obviously tomorrow will be a little bit hotter. So a lot of the teams will look at that and look at what their tyre usage was, let's say, and how long they're going to get out of a stint. But no, for me, I'll take the same approach as I've taken the last 3 years. I've teamed up with Brodie, so we'll just press on and have a real crack tomorrow.
A question to you, Brodie. When you jumped out of the car, you were pumped up and your eyes were blazing, all that. At the moment, you look quite calm, focused. How are you feeling right now? Are you looking ahead? Are you nervous, or you just don't want to be here, like sometimes happens?
I wouldn't say I probably... Yeah, I want to be here. I mean, this is all part of it, not like some other drivers, but...
I just got a reminder, it is dinner time, so...
Yeah, it is dinner time, so...
Everyone's hungry.
And Barry's wife cooks, and if we're not there on time, we're in big trouble, so... I'm just, focused. I feel like our team's been building, momentum the last few rounds. We've been really fast, so honestly, just running through, things through my head and working out what's going to be the best possible way to go through tomorrow, and the race car as well. And we obviously did race runs today, and I was quite happy with that car. So I would just say I'm just focused and know that I have a job to do tomorrow.
And one more from me, because I'm also very ready for a beer. We've talked obviously throughout practice, new soft tyres, bigger fuel capacity. What's going to run out first? Tyre deg has been fairly high all weekend. Are we going to get to a point where you're going to be changing tyres because you desperately need to, or are you going to run out of fuel first anyway?
I don't know if anyone's done a full tank run yet. So, I mean, these guys have done some race runs, but we'll find out. I don't know if we know the answer yet.
So that's a very big unknown going into tomorrow then?
I think so. Yep.
Just question to Brodie. You talked about how the team's been building momentum, but you also feel like you're building a great deal of momentum in the last couple of months in this series, roughly coinciding, I guess, with when you went to the US. Has something changed for you in the last couple of months, your mindset or your approach? The US thing's probably a coincidence, but what's changed for you that's built up this great momentum to have you here now on such a magnificent margin?
No, I think we probably started building a bit of momentum before I went over to America, and we won a race at SMP. Didn't have a very good Sunday. We had a small issue in the Sunday race, but we've sort of just been building on from there, and obviously got to go to the States and race, which was really cool, and actually learned a fair bit when I went over there. But I think we've just been well prepared, for these rounds that have gone past, and obviously we prepared like every other team for to come here, and everything's sort of gelling quite well at the moment. Everyone's gelling with each other quite well, and it's quite cool to see the synergy that the team has, and hopefully it continues.
Last question. Cam, you're quite close to at least the second best Camaro on one lap pace. Do you think you'd be able to keep in touch with them over a race distance?
It's been the story of the year, hasn't it? Over race distance, we're nowhere. So can't really answer that question for you, mate. I'm not really sure. I still think we got dramas and race pace dramas. So hopefully we have a bit of luck tomorrow, and I'll rag the thing for the time that I'm in the car, and Moff does the same, and hopefully, something happens.
Guys, thank you. Great shootout. Moff, you were best on ground then. Thank you very much, mate. And we will see you all back here tomorrow.